Thank you for joining us.
This is a huge moment, I think.
I wish I had an answer for you.
The election was not stolen.
How did we get here, Vlad, is the question.
So here's the thing. It's hard to know who to believe these days. The lines between fact and fiction seem to be blurred more than ever before. And when it comes to the 2020 US presidential race, things get even more complicated. That's why it's not entirely surprising that the lawsuit between Dominion Voting Systems suing Fox News for $1.6 billion in a defamation case made headlines then and now. The lawsuit was over claims of fraud in the 2020 presidential race. Fox News obviously denied any wrongdoing, and for a while this case seemed like a classic he said, she said scenario. Until now. It's me, Miss Fortune, and on this episode of Counting the Cost, I'll be dishing out the details and spill the tea about how a simple lie could cost one of the most influential billionaires a small fortune. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And if you're a familiar face, welcome back. The feud between Fox and Dominion has captivated the attention of the public in the latest twist, and rightfully so. So who are the people behind these mega corporations? And why exactly are they at each other's throats with billions on the line? Let's find out. In case you've been living under a rock and have never heard about them, Fox News is an American multinational conservative news, entertainment, and political commentary television channel and website based in New York City. What you may not know, though, is that it is owned by Fox News Media, which itself is owned by the Fox Corporation, and Fox Corporation is owned primarily by the Murdoch family, specifically by a wealthy gentleman who goes by the name Rupert Murdoch. Rupert is an Australian-American media mogul, and his media empire is the most known for its Republican Party fan base. We'll see why that's relevant later in our story. On the other side of the ring in this fight, we have Dominion Voting Systems Corporation, a company that produces and sells electronic voting hardware and software in Canada and the United States. This hardware includes things like voting machines and tabulators, all headed by an equally gentle man called John Poulos. John is a Greek-American, the founder and CEO of Dominion Voting Systems, and is a notable figure for his dedication to revolutionizing voting through the use of technology. Now that we know who both our contenders are, what exactly are they fighting over? Well, Dominion claims that Fox News pushed false accusations that Dominion rigged the 2020 US presidential election in favor of Joe Biden in order to boost ratings and appease Trump supporters who make up a large audience of the coverage on the media platform. In recent legal filings, Dominion presented multiple specific instances of Fox's coverage between November 2020 and January 2021 that it alleged showed the company knowingly promoted the lies of defamation. The coverage Dominion lawyers pointed to included ridiculous on-air comments from Fox hosts such as Jeanine Pirro, Lou Dobbs, and Maria Bartiromo, many of which falsely suggested Dominion either had ties to Venezuela's government or that there were irregularities with the machines. The drama in the courtroom got even more heated in an exchange captured in court documents, where Murdoch agreed that much of Trump's rhetoric in the wake of the election was damaging to reporters who tried to fact-check all sorts of claims flying around at the time. Dominion argued the statements by Murdoch proved that the media mogul knew Trump's fraud claims to be false, but that Fox hosts continued to give a platform to Trump lawyers Giuliani and Powell, who were leading the campaign to overturn the election. In an unsurprising turn of events, by late March of this year, Delaware Superior Court Judge Eric Davis ruled that it was crystal clear Fox News had spread false statements about Dominion in the wake of the 2020 election. Adding salt to the wounds of the defendants, Davis's ruling also said Dominion had met the burden of proof to move ahead with the trial, but had not yet proven that Fox News pushed the falsehoods with actual malice. This is fancy lawyer lingo that means he wasn't entirely convinced that Dominion had proved Fox had spread fake news with the knowledge that it was false or with reckless disregard for the truth. And so the fight was on. Now we get to the juicy part of this entire showdown, the numbers. In the wake of the ruling, Fox News and its parent company Fox Corp threw in the towel and struck a deal to prevent a trial in the blockbuster defamation suit filed by Dominion. The parties settled for $787.5 million, about half of Dominion's original $1.6 billion ask. Dominion lawyer Justin Nelson was noted to have made statements indicating that Dominion was pleased with the outcome and that the amount represents vindication and accountability. The real winners of this case, though, turn out to be the private equity investors of Dominion Voting Systems, who bagged a 1,400% return as a result of the settlement, recording more than a tenfold return on their investment. For reference, those numbers are reminiscent of crypto bull market level returns during the peak. Quite a satisfying ending to a modern-day David and Goliath story. As a result of the settlement, the public will not hear testimony, at least in this case, from Fox News owner and corporation chair Rupert Murdoch, or any of the conservative personalities that filled the network's airwaves. We also lost any chance we had to see any new evidence to support Dominion's allegation that the false information Fox News spread about the company in the wake of the 2020 presidential election amounted to actual malice. However, dear viewer, if you thought this ordeal couldn't possibly have any more surprises, then you're in for a real treat. The icing on the cake of all this really comes as Fox still faces a rematch of another $7 billion defamation lawsuit filed by yet another voting technology company called Smartmatic. They have also alleged the post-election lies broadcast by the company decimated its business, and that Fox knowingly pushed more than 100 false statements and implications related to the company. Eric Connolly, a lawyer for Smartmatic, said the lawsuit would pick up the fight where Dominion left off. These lawsuits could have the Fox Corporation shelling out a fortune, even if they chose to settle the second suit by Smartmatic. This leads us to our final thoughts. Was it worth it? Should Fox have held its tongue instead of trying to save face by airing unverified claims? Can this media network even be trusted going forward? What news sources are we meant to believe going forward, and who verifies the journalism of today? As for those who are wise enough to settle the effects of inaccurate and damaging news in court, the law seems to be on their side. Perhaps disinformation truly is the new moneymaker. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. I'm Miss Fortune, and this session is adjourned. Until next time.